Australia. Anybody know about Australia? Yes, you do? Where's Australia in the map? Show me Australia. Come on. Where's Australia?
It's Australia.
Great, great, great job. High five. All right. Australia is not just a country, it's a continent. And there are 7 continents. You know that? The continent is Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctic, Europe, and Australia. Unlike several continents, Australia is surrounded by water by itself. And Dominican Republic and Haiti, they share an island, but Australia doesn't share any other continents by itself. Okay? What is the continent of Australia? There are tropical rainforests in the northeast. In the southeast and southwest, you will find many farms along the east coast and mountains called the Great Dividing Range. Australia's tallest mountain is part of this range. Hi. Hi. How are you? And most of the western and central Australia is called the outback. Very few people live in the outback. And the land there is mostly wild. At the center of the outback is Uluru. Did you say Uluru? Great job. A rock formation that is sacred to the native people in Australia. The outback is home to many interesting animals, such as the kangaroo, the koala bear, and the emu. Not all of the animals in the outback are cute and fluffy, though. Some of the most dangerous snakes and spiders live in Australia. That's their home.
Yeah.
Yes. You're familiar with that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And most Australians live in cities along the coast, but Australia's capital city, Canberra, is farther inland. Perth is on the west coast of Australia. It has one of the biggest inner city parks in the world. The park is better and bigger than our Central Park in New York City. Have you heard, what Central Park is in New York City? Have you been to Central Park, any of you? Yes? Where? Oh, okay. That right there, this here is the Opera House here. Sydney is famous for its Opera House. Okay? In Melbourne. Yes, it's famous for that. And they're also famous for their cricket, rugby, and soccer. You know what cricket is? Yes, cricket. Cricket is like baseball. They call it cricket there.
And you hit it with a mallet.
Yes, with a mallet. Exactly. Good job.
Yeah.
And rugby
Yeah.
is like what? To us.
It's like a
It's football.
all football.
Football. We call it football. And soccer is international, and we call it
So what y'all call football?
football. Football is called rugby over there, but we call football football. In Australia, they call football rugby because they were under the British. So the British, they call it rugby, cricket, and soccer's international.
Wow.
That's interesting, right? Names, right? A lot of names, but a lot of things come out of Australia, such as Uggs. I know you like Uggs. Uggs are from Australia. They're Australian designed Uggs. Ugg boots. Yes. Interesting, right? And the Coogee sweater. Coogee? That Australia as well.
So our boots are from Australia.
Australia. And guess what famous kid musical is from there? The Wiggles. You hear the accent with the Wiggles?
Yeah.
The Wiggles. They're Australian group.
Yeah.
Interesting, right?
What's the Wiggles?
It's a little kid show.
That's right. It's a little kids show. Wiggles. You can look it up on YouTube later, but that's from Australia. Have you heard about the movie Grease?
Yes.
Who's your favorite actress in Grease?
John something. John something?
From Australia,
Yeah.
right? That's interesting.
Right.
Okay. Now, a little boy boy said he lived with his mother, his grandmother, and she's an artist, and she paints pretty pictures, and she works at an art store near the beach. And his grandfather is a plumber. You know, we have plumbers, they do the same work we do here, nothing
Yeah.
different, right?
Yeah, and in Jersey City as well.
And in Jersey City as well. Exactly, they're plumbers. And he wakes up, he brushes teeth, get dressed, eat breakfast, eggs, and toast. Eggs and toast. Yes, eggs and toast. The same food we eat, they eat. But they have something called also lamingtons. You know what lamingtons are? You read the book, right? Lamingtons? Little sponge cakes covered in chocolate frosting and coconut, which is yummy to them. You like coconut, right? You like chocolate?
Yeah.
You like sponge cakes? That's their favorite treat. And they love tea.
I like pound cake.
I like pound cake also. It's like similar to pound cake. And they like tea with this.
I like funnel.
Yeah.
Funnel cake. And they drink a lot of tea because they're British. But they were ruled by the
And
British.
the two cakes are like, it's cake.
Egg. They eat cake, we eat cake.
Yeah, funnel cake and pound cake.
And pound cakes, yes. Until 1901, that's when they were no longer under the British thumb.
Wow.
Interesting, right? Now, this little boy said he has 8 students in his class. He studied English, math, science, computer, gym, social studies, and creative arts, such as acting, drawing, dancing. And his first subject this morning was social studies. And you're learning about the history of Australia. Ironic, right? So they learn the same subjects we learn. It's international, what we learn. Right? Nothing's different.
No.
Nothing's different with education. Education is universal, right?
Yeah.
Now, 50,000 years ago, the ocean around Australia was not as deep as it is today. People came to Australia by land, bridges, and boats. Today, these people are known as the Australian Aborigines, I'm pronouncing it right, Aborigines, and Torres Strait Islanders. You know what that is. They came to the continent of Australia before ocean levels rose. You know? So starting in the year 1500, people from other parts of the world began sailing to Australia in 1770. Captain James Cook arrived and claimed Australia for Great Britain. The first group of British settlers arrived in 1788, and more followed, since they were ruled until 1901. Okay? Any questions? No? No questions?
How come tea was your favorite drink?
Tea? Because they were under the rule of the British colony. That's only, the British, the Tea Party. Remember the British Tea Party? And everything, right? So that's why
Well, is that the ordinary favorite drink? Was just tea?
no, they drink tea, they drink water, they drink juice, they drink the same thing we drink, but tea was their favorite. That was one of their passions.
So they drink the same thing we drink, like pineapple juice, cranberry juice, like that?
Yes, and they also had tea time. Sometimes they would have in the afternoon to set a time aside for tea.
Besides cake, what else do you eat?
Oh, they eat eggs, toast, beef, turkey, everything we eat, they eat, the same.
Everything.
Everything, like I said, the same education.
Especially chocolate cake.
Yes, chocolate cake was one of their favorite treats with the coconut, the sponge cake. It's the favorite
Okay.
treat.
Did they bake that or?
Yes, they made it. Just like your mother bake cakes, they bake cakes with the same ingredients, but they make different things,
Yeah.
right?
But not everything can be the same. Because different countries, they use different ingredients to make food and stuff.
Exactly. Like some countries use curry. But it's available in all countries, like here, we're internet, right? United States, we have curry, they do make certain things, but it originates from spices like India or other places. I'm sure Australia has curry as well. You all call it curry, but it just originates from different places,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Okay.
Dwayne, can you report to the lobby? Dwayne, can you report to the lobby?
And also, after lunch, they have science class, computer class, and art class, and then it's time to go home. My grandma picks me up and we walk to the art store where she works, she said. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, and in the evening, he says goodbye, he finishes up his homework and get ready for bed. He has posters on his walls, just like at home, you have posters of your favorite pictures of you.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna start putting pictures of me in my wall in my room.
Right, see, the other
Yeah.
children, they're just like you. They're just normal children, just like you guys. They do the same thing on a daily basis. Only thing that separates us is Australia and the United States. We're two different places, but everything
Yeah.
is the same.
Yeah.
Like, we have a big history. They have a huge history as well.
Yeah.
Okay? And thank you. Any questions about Australia? Hmm? I don't know. I've never been there. I think I'll put that on my bucket list.
Wow.
And does it get hot like in the summertime? Like it gets hot there?
It is hot there, yes. So hopefully I'll be able to visit Australia. And one day you guys will visit Australia as well.
I would love to visit this side.
Yes.
I can't go on it.
Well,